So both of these guys, you will find them flying around in Indonesia, but both of these were people's pets. So the number one most donated animal to the sanctuary, they are going to be exotic birds. Let me see Mr. Moses over here. Mom, boss, you're crazy. Oh my goodness. An endangered species in Central America. And Norma's by herself because she is bonded to my boss, Mark McCarthy, the director here. These birds will form a lifelong bond with one bird or one person. So her and Mark can actually have full-length conversations. She knows a lot of words. But if you guys hear what she's doing right now, she is really excited, and that's how she is vocalizing. So their fur is also so thick and so dense they can't feel the sting of a bee. But this tail makes a lot of people think that they are a primate or a monkey, but not a monkey. Surprised he was awake. They have very sensitive hearing, so he probably heard all the commotion over there. Oh, Cody, what's happening? What happened? Are you stressed out, baby? I'll put you back. So, Cody, since he is nocturnal, sometimes he doesn't like to be woken up. But like I said, he was already awake, so I don't know what his problem is. But I've actually been with Cody since day one, and you guys saw he just kind of yelled at me. So he is a wild animal. You can get this as a pet here in Florida. I do not suggest it. For one, they're wild. Second, they're nocturnal, so while you're asleep, they are wide awake. If you do not socialize them, they will become really, really aggressive. Cody's not aggressive, but he does give me warnings and stuff like that. Miss Penny was actually owned by a breeder, but her mate did pass away. They tried to pair her up with another marmoset. She did not like him. She didn't approve. So they went ahead and donated her to us. And then her boyfriend was somebody's pet, but he would not stop going to the bathroom all over the house. These guys have a certain smell about them, and no matter how much you clean, it will smell like a marmoset wherever they are. So she went ahead and donated him. And Charlie, the male, he's 18 years old, and Penny is 11. So those claws on the marmosets make them very primitive. This guy is actually one of the smartest primates because they have a very large brain compared to their really tiny bodies. So you'll find them in Central and South America one day, and Oliver did not like that. He started attacking her boyfriend out of jealousy, and she said, you know what, you're going to have to deal with it because I love Oliver. And he was a good boyfriend, he understood, and they got married, and then she found out she was pregnant. She feared Oliver would become way too jealous of the baby, so she went ahead, donated him to us, and she would come visit on a yearly basis. Then when her daughter was 5, they would both come visit together. But Mark's wife and their daughter Sabi, they have kind of taken over the ownership roles with Oliver here, so they'll go in the cage with him, give him enrichment, give him treats. He loves to open bags of chips. He'll eat a few, but he just really likes playing with it. And so we got Larry when he was about 3 years old. When we got him, we started conditioning him to not come up to us for food when we go in there and clean his enclosure. So when we feed Larry, we feed him in the same corner every week. So we never go in there with chicken. We usually either throw it to him or, like I said, place it in that corner. Come on, Lulu.
She's so lazy.
Half lion, half tiger. So you guys can see she has beautiful tiger stripes, but she is the color of a lioness. So she gets a lot of qualities from both of those cats. She is very lazy like a lion.
Yeah.
She really, really loves water like a tiger.
She knows she's got
come
to
over
bed.
here. Oh, she loves beef.
Yeah, she
You love beef, baby? Yeah. You want this? Oh, that's good stuff, isn't it? That's very good. She is probably one of the sweetest cats we have here, but we never go in the cages with our cats when they are over 2 years old. So they hit sexual maturity when they're 2. They are considered adults at that age. So for both of our safeties, we just don't go in the cages with them. With 2 tiger sisters. So when cats play with each other, they play really rough. It kind of looks like they're fighting. So that's another reason why we don't go in the cages with them, especially when they have interacted with other cats and stuff like that. Deforestation, trophy hunting, poaching. They are poached for their beautiful fur, for rugs, their teeth and their bones for traditional medicines that science has proven does not work at all. There are less than 3,400 tigers left, but that includes all the subspecies. There used to be 9 subspecies of tiger, but now there are only 6. So some have already gone extinct. These animals are very important to where they're native to because they are an apex predator, so they keep everything in check. 2 weeks later, we got another call, and they said they had a female that was very upset. She wouldn't stop screaming. She wasn't eating very well, and they thought that if she was reunited with Jirani, she would start doing a little bit better. So we agreed to take her. Mark drove to go get Miss Sauti. He said she cried the entire time. She did not stop crying until she was reunited with him. Gee, thank you for gracing me with your presence.
Wow.
Hi, baby. So you guys hear that little noise that she's making? That is called chuffing. So chuffing is kind of like a hello or a hi in tiger. So I would like her to stand up to show you guys how tall she is. I just tried a little bit and she said, no, I'm not having it. So now she's walking away. They do not have their full mane yet. So they're really fast, and their main goal is to be pride leader. So they are going to be kind of infiltrating prides, attacking the pride leader, and things like that. Oh, Minza. Oh, baby girl, that's very cute. Are you showing off? I think you are. Oh my goodness, honey. So somebody thought it would be a great idea to buy this cat, raise it in their living room. And one day, Mark got a phone call, and it was Aslan's owner. And she said, you know, Mark, I have this lion cub. He is destroying everything I own. I actually got my baby formula mixed up with my cat formula. Can you please help me? And Mark said, you know, first off, I don't think it's a very good idea for you to be raising this cat in your house, especially if you have a 6-month-old daughter. And he said, you know, I don't buy cats off of people, but if you really need a home for this cat, call me back. So she ended up calling us back, and they kind of struck a deal that if she paid for the transit, all the shipping, that we could get Aslan to Florida and give him a home. We actually raised him in the house, and then we put him in the cub cage, and then we integrated him into this cage, and he actually used to live with one of our female tigers, Lola. So Minza, we also rescued her as a tiny cub, and then since these cats are social, we were able to integrate her in with Aslan when she was full grown at the age of 2. Just endangered in South America. So habitat loss, poaching for their beautiful fur, retaliation kills, those are all gonna be their main issues and stuff like that. Hello, Mama. How are you doing? Oh, thank you. Thank you for the kisses, sweetheart. So this cat does not have any natural predators in the wild. They are the apex predator of where they are from. They use their tail to start attracting the fish, and then they will use their really, really sharp claws to then grab the fish and stuff like that. So they're really, really intelligent, very fast. They can jump about 10 to 12 feet straight up. She's so bad, but she never uses her claws. She's very sweet, but she will use her teeth. So these cats actually have the strongest bite force of all. Actually, it's from a Native American word, jaguar, that translates to he who kills with one leap. So that goes back to the fact that they can crush skulls. But like I was saying before, they will find a nice tree and the thing from me. She wants to destroy everything I own. I know.
Is she declawed or
Oh no,
she does have claws?
yeah, they are. All of our cats have retractable claws, so you can kind of push to make them come out. But when they need them, they'll make them come out.
Right.
So cheetahs, theirs are always out. That's another reason why they're so fast and stuff like that. So yeah, if I was to kind of press on her foot, I could make them come out and stuff like that. You are really showing off, aren't you? I think so. So we are issued. Now you guys can see. You good boy? Yeah, you're my best boy. So Slammer here, he is another Bengal tiger. And he has a very interesting story. It is also how he got his name. You want to guess? Oh, thank you for taking it so gently. Got it? There we go. So Slammer was owned illegally by a traveling magician out of Orlando, Florida. So one night after the magician's show, he got a room for himself, and then he got a room for his Bengal tiger cub. The maid that was working, she heard some very strange noises coming from the room. So she knocked on the door, nobody came. She knocked again, nobody answered. So she opened the door in case a human needed help. And she did discover my friend Slammer destroying everything, running around. So she shut the door, called the cops, FWC came, and they started calling around zoos and sanctuaries to find Slammer a home. It's about 3 o'clock in the morning, so nobody was answering the phone. And so if you cannot find a home for a big exotic cat like this, your only option is to put them to sleep, unfortunately. But the FWC officer reached out to my boss, Mark. He answered the phone that night. Ultimately saved Slammer's life. So he drove to Orlando, picked him up, brought him here, and we put him in Lilu's cage before Lilu got here. And so as he was getting older, he would be really, really hyper. And then the next day, he would not be able to move at all. So because he was illegally owned, he was not given the proper diet. So he does have a few health issues because of it. He has really bad hips. He has really bad joints. So we give him fish oil in his food. We give him joint supplements. And then that's also why he is in a much smaller cage. We had to build it to kind of limit his mobility so he did not get that hip injury again.
Question when you said what he was, because I was about to ask.
Yeah.
I know I was about to ask if it was on. Yeah.
McCarthy? Hey. And so if you guys see that little tiny tail, all Siberian lynx are going to have that tail. A bobcat is a subspecies of lynx, so he's going to show off how high he can jump. So their back legs are a lot longer than their front legs, and that's what allows them to. Little feeding area, you will find my friend Tonka. Are you ignoring us like we're not here? That's very rude. So Tonka is a cougar cub. They all have different names just based upon where they are found, so it's pretty much a regional thing. So Florida Panthers went to Texas, trapped a bunch of cougars, brought them back here to Florida, released them to breed with our Florida Panthers. And they were able to do that because, like I said, they are the same exact cat. That did help their numbers, but they are pretty much getting pushed out because of habitat destruction. Because we can breed him with a Florida Panther, we do have a breeding permit to ensure that they do not go extinct and stuff like that. So he's about 4.5 months old. He's very smart. So everybody see her eye color?
Oh, yeah.
Fishy beefies. You guys see how they shake their food when I give it to them? That is an instinct to make sure their food is dead before it. Do you want to stand up? I don't know if you stand up, baby. I've never tried. You want to stand up? Let's see. Oh, man. There we go, my honey. Thank you. I didn't know you were that talented.
Right before
Mom's pants, so he probably smells her and is very confused why I'm in them. Yeah, you're confused, aren't you? So Victor here, he is the last big cat of the day, but he is actually one of the rarest big cats in the world. There are less than 200 of these cats in the world, but there's only 84 in the wild. This guy's going to be on the cold tundra, and then the African leopards are going to be on the hot savannas. So Victor, we did get him as a donation because we do have a breeding permit for these cats since they are so critically endangered. But Mark, he's showing off. But Mark would go on educational tours, and he would take Norma Jean the macaw. He used to be able to take McCarthy the lynx, and then he would take Cosmo here. People feed Cosmo. So he looks really mean, but like I said, he's just showing off. You guys saw what he just did with his tail. He has scent glands on his wrist down, and he is having a stink war with you guys. So lemurs have a stink battle with other males over females, or other lemurs for territory and stuff like that. You want this peanut that I have? Oh, I heard the sound of the lemurs go off a little bit ago. It sounds like a whole bunch of monkeys fighting or dogs fighting. So lemurs are actually not monkeys. They are what we call prosimians. So that means pre-monkey. Whoever is inside the cage is venomous. Yeah.
He's fun.
Well, they're huge albino boa constrictors. I
Enclosures, they have little huts with doors. If they happen to be in there in the morning when I come in to clean, I shut it on them and then I go in there. Because they're very naughty. That goes into the big rats. The venomous snakes